earth and help on the in the hereafter. It's also to save other peoples from the same destinies. But before changing the political framework, you can't do anything. Once they realize that you are a threat to the political system, they will maneuver you out. They have to do so. You have to be eliminated in either way to avoid the threat you're constituting. This is reality, fortunately. Yes, or
And I have a lot of questions, we can take turns.
One last question. Is it halal for Muslims to buy shares from the companies, whether it's local company or international company? Because I heard it for the first time that you should make up my money that it's not halal.
I'll spare this question to the next time, because we can talk more about the company forms or company types in Islam, and in which way the share companies are not compatible with Islam. Yes.
Let us suppose we have an Islamic economic system now. Okay? And I had 50 dinar and I take it to the bank or whatsoever monetary institution there is.
Yes.
And I say I need 50, I need the gold.
Yes.
So I get it.
Yes.
But suppose if the gold or silver gets stolen from the institution, what will happen then? Because of course you can't mine gold every day, you can't replace it actually.
That's correct.
If somebody runs away with all that gold, what's going to happen? The currency is again worthless.
It's a tricky question.
It will get back to the system.
Well, as Brother Errol said, I mean, in some way it will get back and get circulated with it. But of course, we have to have some security restrictions in order to avoid this.
I think the state should be responsible for that to give it to the money.
The thing is, you can't mine gold every day. But I'm telling you that okay, we must have some sort of money, some sort of currency.
Yes,
we can't live without currency.
Of course.
So if that gold gets stolen, you have a paper. The paper is again worthless. So
well,
what's going to happen then?
You are posing here a theoretical, a very theoretical suggestion that all of the gold will disappear, and this is very, very unlikely to occur, unless we're talking about Saddam and his two sons when they emptied the central bank when they realized the Americans are coming, so they emptied the central bank. Several lorries moved from there with $900 million and 100 million euros. So, but this is a very extraordinary situation. It's not a very current one, day-to-day even. But of course, this is not a very good answer yet. This is a very theoretical hypothesis you're making.
Because you see, in case of a war, because I know that when the Roman Republic, it was under war, I think, under the time of the one who conquered Alexandria, Antonio.
Okay.
So at his time, what they did was that they said that okay, we have a race. So, and even when this what was his name from Carthagena, a person who came very near to conquering Rome. Hannibal, yes. So what they did was they melted all the gold and they transferred it into some other safe places because they knew that now they are not going to have this melted all of their statues and everything.
Okay. Just let me explain something about the Islamic coins that existed before. At the time of the Prophet ﷺ, and even during the time of the Khulafa al-Rashidin, the four righteously guided caliphs, the coins that were used at that time, they were not Islamic in the sense of having any Islamic symbols or even minted by the Muslims themselves. Rather, they were either Persian or Roman coins, and they were weighed. Now, when I wrote that each golden dinar it has to be 4.25 grams, this is the weight that we know from Sunnah on how much a dinar should be. When the Prophet says that if you kill a person, you have to pay 1,000 dinars. But how much is a dinar? Because there were several types of coins, and both regarding the silver and the golden coins. So there were not one single type. At the time of the Caliph Al-Walid ibn Abdul Malik, 75 Hijri date, he was the first Caliph to mint Islamic coins with Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah on one face and maybe ayat Qul huwallahu ahad on the other. He was the first one to do so. And from that time, the Muslims were trading upon units. Before that, it was weight. Okay, you have a big coin and you have a small coin. Okay, we will weigh both of them and see how much they weigh together. So you see that coins, they don't have to have a specific form. Yet you can, they can be, well, they can have any form in general. And the gold, it can be extracted either from golden products, melting statues and so on, or extracting it from mines, or even buying it from abroad. Okay, South Africa, you have a lot of gold. We wish to buy 30 tons, 1,000 tons. We will provide with this or that much of wheat or oil whatsoever. So we have to buy it. We have to have it all the time.
I have one more question.
Yes.
You see, there is this problem in many countries, many Islamic and some non-Islamic countries as well, that there are few people where there is a, like more, there's rural populations that live.
Yes.
That you have a few people that control a very large piece of land, and then there are people who are working for them in these pieces of land. Okay?
Yes.
Now, when the Cuban Revolution came, so one first thing that the Fidel Castro did was that he distributed all the land among the people. He said that everyone who is working on a piece of land, he owns that land. Okay. What is the Islamic answer to this? Is it valid or not?
When I was talking about the different types of ownership, I forgot to mention something, that it's forbidden for the Islamic State to nationalize the public ownership, because the public ownership is owned by the inhabitants in the Islamic world, but it's administered by the state. The term nationalization, it refers to the ownership, that the state owns this land. So this is very good to bear in mind. And I'll touch your question, but very roughly. I'll take it more deeply, inshallah, next time. That Islam encourages, using lands, utilizing them. But this, this policy that was implemented in Cuba, it's a policy of taking land from a person and giving it to another person. And this is not halal. And the question of halal and haram in this issue is a little bit strange, because we're not talking about an Islamic state or a Muslim who is implementing, or he's doing something or performing some kind of policy. We're talking about Fidel Castro and Cuba. So nationalization or taking from a person, confiscating lands and giving it to another person is haram. But we'll take it more in depth, inshallah, next time.
Even if we benefit from it, because there are, for example, in southern Thailand, and in many parts of the country, there are pieces of land, huge pieces of land that are owned by just one man.
Who is not benefiting from it.
Nobody is benefiting from that. He's not cultivating anything, not using it for anything. So is it beneficial to give it to poor people, to distribute it?
The